Today, I want to talk about how you can get rid of body tension. Now, I'm going to talk about some ways that you might have never even thought of in regard to releasing some of this tension in your body. And the reason why I can speak on this is because I'm a very tense person. I am a worrier. My head goes constantly. So I have all these things going on, my body gets all tense, and I'm just tense in general. So this is a practice that I've really had to learn from square one, where I've gone from, being super tense to being able to be relaxed and in all sorts of different situations. And it's something that I still work on to this day. But some of the common ways that we talk about releasing tension in the physical exercise sense is things like foam rollers, things like lacrosse balls and tennis balls to work things out, work out the tension in your body. Getting a massage. If you don't have the ability to pay for a massage, use things like self-myofascial release, which is just foam rollers, massage balls, massage guns. There's different tools that you can use. There's like things that you can use for your neck and your shoulders. There's all sorts of things that you can do to help, physically, manually release some of that tension in the fascia and in the muscle. But what I want to talk about today are some other methods. Now, massage, I think, is super critical. And if you have the means and you have someone that's really, really good, then use that often. One of the things that the ancient yogis used to say is a massage a day was required for you to be able to be at your best. And that might be a little extreme for us, but if you can use, I tell my clients to use it part of your day, 5 minutes a day, to get that tension out in certain areas of your body. And especially for breathing, I think this is one of the things that is super crucial to get the rib cage and to get the body to be able to relax, to have proper breathing. Massaging into the chest, into the rib cage, into the upper back, into the middle back area to let that expansion happen is really crucial, because I was watching someone, and I'll link to this. I forget the person's name, but she does this great talk with this interview and that I watched, where she is talking about how the rib cage is almost like a coffin for your lungs if it's not able to expand and to move. And how we relax and how we get rid of tension, a lot of times is through that breathing. So you can just skip right to that. But again, I would recommend getting into that massage. That's going to help what we're going to talk about later. But again, I'm going to give you some other ideas on things. So the breathing aspect of things, a sigh is real simple. You just let it out, and you can let your body kind of drop with it. Pavel Tsatsouline, one of the kettlebell, guys who popularized kettlebells, and I'm not into kettlebells anymore, but he has a lot of other teachings that I've watched tons of his courses. And one of the things he talks about is we need maximum tension if we're going to lift weights, especially something like a powerlifting deadlift or a squat. You need that tension. But in between sets and in between, life, we need to be able to shake things out and we need to relax. And one of the techniques that I use is he acts like, imagine there's a rock or there's like something in your shirt and you're trying to get it out. So you're kind of doing this type of stuff and you're shaking out and you're loosening up all the way down to your fingertips, letting them kind of almost vibrate down, letting that tension out. That's something that I do that stuff all the time because I get tense, especially in my hands and especially in my feet. I'm tense, I'm grabbing on, I'm holding on, I'm gritting my teeth. This is another thing that I do all the time. So the sigh, letting go, like shaking. Or another thing he says is, imagine you have water on your hands and you're trying to shake it off. Shake it off, let it go from the shoulders. Bounce, that's another thing, just kind of bounce. All right, you can hum, you can do all the, and I know it sounds weird and it sounds strange, but these things are super powerful to help get rid of tension, because tension, it can accumulate all throughout the day. And if you're going to talk about strength training, we've been talking about recovery, but from that stimulus of strength training, we want the tension. But after that, you got to get into recovery mode. So if you're tense all the time, you're not recovering. You're literally stopping your body from getting into that relaxation mode to be able to build from what you just did in the gym. So shaking things out, loosening up, bouncing around. I do the wiggle, right? I wiggle around and I loosen up, especially through my shoulders and my upper back, my rib cage. I try to get that area to move around. So it's easier for me to breathe. I don't have all this tension. When I'm really tense, I can feel it because my rib cage doesn't move. My neck and my jaw and my head get all of the tension when I breathe. So again, massage helps. Massage. I had a chiropractor that just completely changed my life when he worked on my jaw. I felt like an entirely new human being. So massage is super critical, especially if you have problems with me. Like, I don't grind my teeth at night. I grind my teeth and I do weird faces throughout the day. So these reminders, again, we talked about meditation yesterday. Meditation helps me because I can align myself back into that goal of being less tense and being relaxed and being, smooth and calm and tranquil. That meditation practice helps me align. When I feel tense, I can get myself back into relaxation quicker. Whereas before, it would be hours and hours where I'm grinding away on my teeth and my jaw and I have this headache and I didn't even realize it because that's just what I do. So being able to catch yourself in those positions are really powerful. And the more you do things, the more you remind yourself, the better things are going to be. But the wiggle, shaking things out, there's the sigh and the breathing, swinging, okay? Just letting things go and swinging. I talked about bouncing. Instead of going for a walk, go for a little skip, all right? I've got this thing back here, the rebounder, bouncing on that. If you're someone that can't bounce, and I'm not coming off the ground when I bounce, I'm just coming up and down off the heels, right? My toes are still on the ground, but using that is something that can get rid of that tension if you're struggling with joint pain or anything like that. So you can get a little miniature trampoline. They're called rebounders. You can get those. And you don't have to even come off the rebound. You don't even have to leave the ground. You can just stay right here and just come up and down. And you can even sit on it and just kind of bounce your butt on it, and you will get some benefit from that. And again, it's just about relieving tension. Again, our lives today, think about what you might be doing right now on your phone, on your computer, holding something in a position. We're tense, we're stationary, we're not moving around. Our bodies are meant to be moving, okay? Now, most people say, well, this means you need to run and you need to jog and you need to do all this cardio stuff. No, what it means is we need to be active, moving around, very low intensity for the most part, but our lives are very stationary, very sedentary. And motion is lotion for your joints. Think about that. Motion is lotion. There's actual synovial fluid that gets pumped through your body when you move a joint. So this is why, you see people who are old and they have this posture and they're like this. And, if they want to look up, they can't move their head. They have to, do this, and they're turning around. They're all stiff. Why? Because once you stop using it, you lose it. Your body will stiffen up, because if you're just sitting in front of a computer screen or sitting into a chair, your body will mold into that chair because there's no demand on the body to be active and move. But what's crazy about it is your body likes that motion. If it's not taken to excess, like I said, I'm not a big fan of doing this repetitive cardio stuff, every single day and just wearing out your joints with this impact. But moving low impact is healthy, and staying active is healthy. Coupling that with massage. Again, these things, it sounds like I'm talking about a lot of things. 5 minutes. I do a little bit of foam rolling in the morning. I do a little bit of foam rolling here or there. And it's just to kind of wake things up, just to get things moving. And then maybe just do a little, when we talk about stretching, I don't even stretch. I do maybe a little bit here and there, but it's nothing extreme where I'm holding stretches for, 2 minutes at a time and doing all this crazy stuff. If I was going to do that, I wouldn't do it for an hour, 2 hours. I would make it just a minute here, 2 minutes there throughout the day, or when I have time, maybe before bed. Maybe a lot of times I do some of this stuff before I meditate. But it's just the little things here and there. So it doesn't have to be like this whole workout for you. But if you put your attention on it and you start making this a priority, your body will start to thank you. And it doesn't take that much, because it's more about the reminder. Like meditation, if you do it more often, that reminder of aligning with your center and being in congruence with, hey, I want to focus on something, whether that's my breath or whether that's my job or whether that's being present with my kids, whatever it is, I can align with that instead of having my mind wander somewhere else. Well, you can focus on with your body, hey, I want to be in these positions. Well, if I only do it once a week, but I do it for an hour, I did everything you said, JD. but I only did it once a week. That reminder is only going to come another, in another week. How many other hours did you have to screw that up? So doing things a little bit more often, making a daily practice, whether that's when you wake up, before you go to bed, before you work out, whatever it is that you can find a rhythm to things, you'll help out. Now, with this tension in the body, I have to constantly do this because, again, I'm a tense person. So I have to, if I'm sitting down, you'll see me stand up and move around. And I think it's good. We shouldn't be sitting for too long of a period of time. And our culture, whether you're in school, whether you're at a desk job, our culture, is like that. Or whether you're just like right now, maybe you're just sitting down and just consuming some content. And this might be helpful content, but you still might be in a position that might not be good. You might be in this position, holding your phone like this, right? Or you might be sitting at your desk like this. So find your position. Instead of being stiff and just being tense, because that's what I used to do. I used to just try to pull myself into good postures, and then I would be stiff, and maybe I'm in a better position overall, but I'm still stiff. I'm still tense. I'm still getting the headaches. I'm still getting the jaw aches. I'm still getting all that stuff. Being able to loosen up, shake it out, relax, right? If you're someone like me, I have a hard time sleeping. That's one of my biggest struggles I've had, sleep. So if I am tense, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. Getting able to relax, okay? Being able to breathe, taking that full breath in. Again, people say, oh, well, you shouldn't be breathing through your rib cage. Well, you're gonna have to at some point when your lungs expand, you're gonna have to. Of course, you should be using your diaphragm, but if you're tense, that's another area. If you're tense in your stomach, because your abdominal muscles, because you're sitting, everything's crunched over, your hip flexors, everything's crunched over, and you don't have the ability to open that area up, your diaphragm is gonna be tonic. It's not gonna be able to pull down and expand your belly and open things up so that you can get a full breath. So that's another area, massaging the stomach. A lot of people try to avoid that area. Massaging the front of the body is super powerful. The talk that I'm gonna link to this video about fascia and massage and breathing, and she does a great job explaining all this stuff. Again, I apologize for not knowing her name. It was something I just watched the other day, but it was super powerful to understand that, hey, we've got to get this motion in so everything can flow in and out of our body with our breath. So in regard to releasing body tension, just kind of wrap it up. We've got lots of different things. We've got foam rollers, we've got balls and different sorts of massage balls. You've got massage guns. You've got the actual masseuse, which is the best way to do it, because they especially if they're good, they really know where you're tight and where you're tense, and you can let that stress flow out of you without actively doing anything. Whereas if you're using the foam rollers and stuff, there's some technique involved, and you gotta make sure that you're doing it properly. But use that breathing and relaxation and that sigh to let it out. If you're doing the foam rolling and you're just tensing up, you're doing too intense. It's tense, right? You gotta use your face and your breathing as a guide. If you're tense up, holding your breath, too intense. Just tone it back, relax. Again, the whole goal is to release tension. So if you're just tensing up another part of your body, you get one for one area, -1 for the other area, and that's a wash. We want to constantly move ourselves forward. So find strategies of ways that you can do that. And maybe I'll make more videos on foam rolling in the future. But again, it doesn't need to be this huge time consuming thing. 5 minutes here, a couple minutes there, pick one body part a day and just cycle through your body throughout the week. That's a powerful way to do it. Or two, I usually say one upper, one lower. So you can do that. But then again, throughout the day, if you find yourself being tense like me, your hands, your feet, your face, whatever, do the sigh, shake it out, wiggle it out. Imagine you got a rock in your shirt and you're trying to get it out. Loosen up, loosen up. I know it looks goofy, but again, what would you rather do? Look a little goofy or feel good? I mean, that's the thing, is we have so much of this social stigma, and that's part of why we might be stiff. I don't want to do anything stupid in front of other people. I mean, look at all the videos I make. I mean, I make an ass out of myself all the time. I talk all this stuff. I say all this crazy stuff. It's like, hey, people are more concerned about themselves than anything. Yeah, people are going to judge you. Those people don't matter anyways, right? So at the end of the day, do the things that are going to help you get to where you want. I'm going to go through, again, kind of wiggle, shake, loosen things up, swing things around. Okay, imagine you have water on your hands, you're shaking it out. Imagine you got a rock in your shirt, you can do a little bouncing. Okay, you can go for a skip instead of going for a walk. Again, be careful if you don't have the ability to do that, but release that tension so that you can breathe and you can relax. And it's got to be something that you continue to remind yourself about. Meditation is a way that makes that process easier, because you can then get back to your goal a lot quicker, because you're able to align your thoughts and your actions a lot more easily. So that's it for today. That's how to release some body tension. Hope you got something out of that. And until next time,